Windows Movie Maker is the pinnacle of human idiocy and abyssal failure. I just got a new phone. I just decided to record a battle with it because the quality is a huge improvement over my webcam. And then I found out it doesn't support MP4 files that my phone produces, so I kind of have to convert the file into a WMV because Microsoft, damn it, anything that's not WMV doesn't work on fucking Windows Movie Maker. The name is so appalling I can't even pronounce it. And then he decided to cut my narration because why not? My god, and this is my third time narrating this. So I have to narrate Glaceon getting killed the third time. Because you know, he has a Glaceon, I have a Glaceon, something's gonna give. But you know, his is actually legit. The levels, the EVs, the moves, everything, as opposed to mine, which is totally hacked. But you know what? Mine has a backstory, mine has emotions, mine has love. Does he? He does not. And had I mentioned who he is? Oh, he's Felix, you can just call him Felix. But of course, we live in the world of the internet, so you don't call me, what's the name Payopal gave me? What? Juan? Joanne? And you can just call me X-Quest Ticket, don't call me Joanne. So, looking at his team, I have no earthly idea of what he wants to lead with because nothing on his team actually resembles anything else anyone would want to lead with, which the same can be said for my team because when I was building this team, I just couldn't be asked to get a lead, so I just thought, you know what, since the team preview and such, let's just not come up with a lead and just send out 6 focus guys that aren't supposed to die like a lead, like my Mesprit, which I've chosen to lead with because it has magic code which can bounce back stuff that he might want to set up because I haven't any clue what he wants to lead with, and the most leady thing that I had was my Mesprit, which is a physical wall, which makes it not very leady at all, but it's still the leadiest thing I have. So I'm gonna set up my Dradigon here because I'm kind of predicting the Mega Horn and I can get some rough steam damage on it, not to mention I'm a physical wall, and here he shows me that he has the Ice Beam, which even had I even known this beforehand, I wouldn't have played any differently because I haven't any idea what a Samurott is supposed to do. I mean, it's just a Pokemon, it's not anything special. I don't see what it can do or what it can do well. So here I'm just gonna go do the generic things, Glare, because that's the generically good thing to do to get your opponent paralyzed, and then I went for the Dragon Claw because it's the generically good thing to get some damage on stuff. And I have to admit, the first few turns of this battle was just a barrage of failures. I can't even figure out how to tell my phone to start recording. That's just how miserable of a failure that this battle had for a start. So I'm gonna set up my Grace Glaze, and because I'm such a miserable barrage of failure, I don't even remember if he has any grass resist. So I'm just gonna go blindly for the hidden power of grass and hope that it actually kills because I don't really have a lot of guys on my team that fancies a Samurott. So thankfully he stays in and lets me kill him, which is one prick out of my way, and we are 5-5. There's nothing on the field to affect the battle, so basically we just exchange 1 for 1. And then out comes this Arcanine, and I'm thinking, okay, the fire move is a bit too obvious, and I would have sent out my Dradigon here had I still had it, but I don't. So I'm kind of thinking he would go for the close combat because it's super effective anyway, and there's no way in hell I'm gonna stay in because, I mean, he watches my videos, he knows that Grace Glaze is specs, so I had to switch even if I had to see my mother beheaded in front of me. So I just kind of thought close combat, but he goes for the Flare Blitz anyway, which I thought would add to another one of those barrage of failures from the start, but turns out my physical wall Spirit Art takes that quite well actually, and yes, I do have 2 physical walls. I do kind of suck at making teams, but whatever. So I'm gonna do the generically good thing again, which is to go for the Thunder Wave because I haven't a bloody clue what else to do. Honestly, this battle was just full of non-thought processes and generic moves, but it's still fun anyway, so I just thought I'd share with you guys. I mean, after all, I have a flashy new phone, I just have to show off, you know. So I'm gonna send out my "Come on now honey, don't you worry, you just picked the wrong fight. Silly bitch, don't ever think you have control of my life." Because I kinda thought a Toxic was coming, but he sets up this light screen, which kinda makes me think he might, just might, have the Focus Blast. which means I have picked the wrong fight and I'm gonna get out of here before I get smacked with a focus blast that isn't very tasty at all. So I'm gonna send out my Spirit Art back in again because I'm kind of thinking that if he has focus blast and if he has light screen, he probably has reflect and thunderbolt, and that means he can't really threaten me with toxic or status unless of course he has thunder wave as well. That wouldn't be pleasant, but then again I do have the thunder wave of my own. He is already paralyzed and I don't really have any speed investments on this thing anyway, but I go for the Calm Mind, which should allow me to take the thunderbolt better. It does, but it still does a seizable amount of damage, and I just want to get some psychics off to get as much damage on this Ampharos as I can before I die, because I know that with his light screen my Spirit Art wouldn't survive against this Ampharos unless I get, you know, a Giga Bazillion Parahexes, which I was hoping for. Yes, believe me, I was hoping for it, but no, he doesn't get it because he's a prick and the world is a dick and everyone hates me because I'm a dick and a prick. So I do get one Parahex here, and you know, that is reasonable. I wanted more, but then again I suppose I couldn't really have asked for more because yeah. So his light screen wears off here, and the guy himself that used the light screen forgot he had the light screen, and therefore he was laughing at how pathetic my psychic damage was. But I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. If the guy who used the light screen doesn't even remember it being there, it shouldn't have any effect. I don't know how Nintendo is gonna make that mechanic work. It just has to, because if you don't remember it, you don't deserve its use. Had I had one less, I mean, light screen turn, that Ampharos would be dead, and I'd be able to, you know, lure something out, and that thing will kill me. But it works out in my favor anyway, because I get to send out my Rebellion and get a surf off. Basically revenge kill it, and when you revenge kill stuff with Sharpedo, you get 1 speed boost, and if you're life orb, you lose 10% of your HP. So he takes quite a bit of time to think here on what to send out. I'm kind of assuming that he's shitting his pants here, but so I was in a bit of a celebratory mood here, and I was kind of thinking I can get a sweep here because I honestly don't remember anything from the team preview at all, despite knowing that his team is virtually Sharpedo proof, aside from say the Arcanine, which will just extreme me to death anyway. But he eventually sent out this superior I can't pronounce it, Ilencia whatever. And no, I do not have the Ice Beam, and even if I had the Ice Beam, I doubt it'll kill, and he'll be able to, you know, kill me to hell and back with the Leaf Blade. So I'm gonna send my Hover Cloud here because I know he has the Leaf Blade because I faced the superior before, and I do quite handily have the Intimidate. So I'm kind of thinking I can set up a Quiver Dance here, just hoping for another sweep, which, as you can probably tell from the length of the video, isn't gonna happen, so there's nothing really to spoil here. But regardless, I didn't know how long the video was gonna be when I was battling, so I just went for the Quiver Dance, and now comes this Glaceon, which is named Glacie, which is a good name, 1A away from this Japanese name in fact. So I'm not too terribly afraid of this Glaceon actually, despite this not looking at like a favorable matchup for me. I was hoping I can survive Ice Beam with +2 special defense and then roost off the damage, and in the process of roosting off the damage be neutral to the ice moves that he packs, in this instance Icy Wind. But then again, the Icy Wind doesn't even do half of the +2 special defense, so I'm sitting here pretty much laughing my ass away at this failure of a mockery of an idiocy that is this Glaceon. Although yes, he does reset me to my neutral speed with 2 Icy Winds and with my 2 Quiver Dances, but I'm just gonna go for another Quiver Dance because why not, overkill, and out comes this Mandibuzz, and I'm kind of thinking that my Hydro Pump wouldn't kill, but then again, before he Whirlwinds me out or Brave Birds me, I just want some damage on it. And I had a brain fart this turn. I forgot that Bug Buzz was actually neutral against this Mandibuzz, which allows him to get a freaking Psych Up off. And okay, let me explain my mistake here. I forgot that Bug Buzz was neutral against Mandibuzz because in my how long was it, 7 years of playing Pokemon, I've learned not to use bug moves against birds. That kind of makes me a professional, and because I'm a pro, I made that mistake that all pros should make. And because I'm a pro, he gets the Psych Up off, and because I'm a pro, he's gonna get a roost off, and because I'm a pro, I'm not going to switch. I'm gonna go for another bug bust, hoping for the special defense drop, and because I'm a pro, that allows him to get a toxic off me, and that, because I'm a pro, I'm not gonna be able to sweep, because if I wasn't a pro and got a sweep, this wouldn't have been uploadable, because sweeps aren't fun to watch. And yes, I am a very proud professional. Therefore, yes, what else is there to say? So I'm gonna go for the roost because I want some more health before I switch out, despite knowing that a toxic masquerade is pretty much useless, except, well, just in my case it's useless, but I'm gonna switch out to my, come on now honey, don't you worry, you just picked the wrong fight, silly bitch, don't ever think you have control of my life. Because I'm fairly certain that I wall this Mandibus entirely unless he has some freaking stupid hidden power just for shits and giggles, which wouldn't do much anyway. So I'm gonna go for the toxic because why not? I'm very certain that nothing on his team is immune to it and that nothing on his team would like it, so out comes this superior. Why can't I never remember his name? And I was like, hey Twister sister, gonna miss you when you disappear. I've got a stalker, crazy talker jumping out of here. Nobody believes your lies, your products run out of time. But then again, the fact that he sends it out pretty much means he has something that he can do against my Probo Pass. But at this point I'm not too certain what it is. I don't think that those things get Earthquake. But he's gonna switch out immediately after taking a toxic for I don't even know why. And I'm just gonna go for the Volt switch anyway, because if he does do the lead seed, that'll be pretty much nullified and a waste of turn, and he'll be taking more toxic and Volt switch damage, both of which are pretty much negligible at turn 1. But out comes this Arcanine, which kind of makes me think for a bit here, but in the end I decided to send out my Masquerade just for the Intimidate, and if he goes for the Flare Blitz, from me having roosted before I switched out, he'll take more recoil damage, and from then on I'm hoping that my Sharpedo can A, either survive an extreme speed with -1 attack and then kill it, or B, go for the Aqua Jet, hope it kills before he kills me. At this point I'm not too certain if Aqua Jet will kill, but if I don't go for the Aqua Jet, chances are he'll just go for the extreme speed and kill me to beyond death, because this is a Sharpedo and all. So I'm just gonna have to risk going for the Aqua Jet and hope it kills. Does it kill? Does it kill? Does it kill? And it does! Ha 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 ha. So now I'm looking for a sweep again, except he still has the freaking Mandibus, which walls my Sharpedo quite well. But don't tell him that. But he's gonna send out this thing anyway, which walls me anyway. So I'm gonna have to switch out to my Stalker here because I don't really have anything else that can take a Superior. I mean, I have 3 guys left, and the Superior can pretty much punch a lot of holes into my team if I let it set up the coils. 3 very big gaping holes, in fact, in the shape of a Probopass, a Sharpedo, and a Glaceon. So he's gonna set up my lead seed. He's gonna set up his lead seed, and he's gonna drain me of what little bodily fluids I have. And at this point, I should point out that Stalker pretty much means penis in the song. And he's draining me of some bodily fluids, and he's a girl. Oh my god, I feel like a hater now. My god, I should get partnered and get money from playing video games and from being totally lame. So ignore what I just said. That was just me not thinking through things and just blubbering stuff out. But he goes for the Koi here, which it's kind of a scary prospect, especially if his Leaf Blade crits me here. Otherwise I don't think a Leaf Blade will kill me, because I do have max HP and base 110 defense. However, a shocking revelation here, he actually gets outsped by my Glaceon, and I'm like, what? Glace doesn't have any speed, it's choice specs, and you're telling me a Superior gets outsped by it. A good explanation would be that he went for the Dragon Tail, but then again, why would he? I mean, I don't get it. He must have thought that Glaceon wouldn't kill the Superior, and therefore he can do something funny like Mirror Coat. But then again, this is my Glaceon, damn it, it's not his failure of a Glaceon. It doesn't even have the on behind it. What? Low troll. Speaking of the troll Glaceon, the imposter Glaceon is gonna come out here right now. While I'm choice locked into Ice Beam, because why not? That's just a cowardly thing to do. And right now I'm thinking, come on now honey, don't you worry, you just picked the wrong fight. Silly bitch, don't ever think you have control of my life. Yep, I'm gonna switch out to my Stalker again, and at this point, he just thought, you know what, I can't win this, all I have is a Mandibuzz and a Glaceon, none of which is gonna take a Probopass, so he just decides to run like a man, just so you know, you wouldn't have your time wasted and such. So that's a good game, RenegadeFox. It was fun as hell, even though I was just blindly flumbing about half of the match, and I've lost any narrating skill that I might have accumulated over the years, as evidenced by the fact that I have to pause every now and then and stutter. But you know what, English isn't my mother language, so I guess that kinda is my excuse. So I win 3-2. Ha 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 ha, you suck. And there's my Xperia Mini Pro with my manly chest in the background. Good game and goodbye, people.